to repeat it for the YouTube. The title of today's review is Firstfruits, Tithing Honors Yahuah. We're going to be looking at scripts that deal with tithing, firstfruits, and how that, what it means spiritually. So going beyond just the letter of the law. What's the purpose of it? What's the meaning of it? We're taught that the law is a shadow of things to come. And so that's what we're going to look at. The shadow of what? Exodus 34:19. Proverbs 3:9. Honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of thine increase. So honor the Lord with thy substance. Honor the Lord with what you have and with the first fruits of all thine increase. So you have something before you touch it, before you're able to benefit from it. You need to give that first part, that first batch, the cream of the crop, to the Most High. It needs to be dedicated to Him. And let's look at that verse. Let's go to Exodus 34. All that openeth the matrix is mine, and every firstling among thy cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb, and if thou redeem him not, then shalt thou break with him. All the firstborn of thy sons thou shalt redeem, and none shall appear before me empty. So the firstborn of everything. Matrix is talking about the firstborn of the cattle, the firstborn of the ox, the firstborn of the sheep, the firstborn of the lamb, the firstborn of any male is to be dedicated to the Most High. What do we know about the firstborn son? We know that is your strength. Right? Let's take that together first. So the first of what you have. Let's go back to Proverbs 3. And when you do that, so shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall be burst out with new wine. So if you have something, and you honor the Lord by giving Him the first of it, the best of it, the rest of what you have, it's going to exceed what you expected. Like the fish, the loaves of bread, and the oil, with Elijah and the lady. She offered, she provided to someone in need. Jesus, the apostles, provided to the people in need. And so what they had was multiple. They dedicated it to the purposes of the Most High. So I'm going to read this now. Honoring Adonai with our substance leads to more blessings of tangible things and spiritual fruit. Let's go to Malachi 3:10 for that. End up going to Malachi really quick. Malachi 3:10. Bring ye all the tithes to the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house. Improve me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. So it's saying the same thing that we just read at the beginning. Genesis 4. Let's see the first time it played out. Genesis 4:3-5. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground in offering it to the Lord. What should be the, guess what, the prefix to that word fruits? Or what word should be joined to that word fruits? Compound, right? What word should be compounded with that word fruits? What did we just read in Nehemiah? And Abel, he also brought the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel his offering. So the difference there is this right here. Based off of what we've been reading, that's the difference. Cain brought the fruit. He brought an offering. He was obedient. The first, did he bring the best? No, Abel did. So because of that, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wrong in counting Israel, and that's how it goes. Pay attention to this. Cain was obedient. He didn't do it 100%, but he was obedient. Abel was at 100%. But did the Lord punish Cain for this? He didn't punish him for this. But he did respect and give more attention to Abel. And that's what Cain ended up being jealous of. So honoring the Most High resulted in a blessing for Abel. There was no wrath or punishment for Cain. Cain just got caught up in his own feelings. And that led to the sin which led. Cain got the fruit of the ground. It resulted in a lack of respect, where he did not please the Most High, which led to Cain's bitterness, which led to sin, which led to him getting cast out. Abel, he brought the first things of his flock and the fat, good stuff, flavor. So that resulted in the Most High respecting or being pleased by his offering. Resulted in Abel's contentment. He stayed level. He was accepted. And the tithes. Oh, that's the next part. Okay, he was accepted. All right, so let's go to Nehemiah 12. And at that time were some appointed over the chambers for the treasures, for the offerings, for the first fruits, and for the tithes, to gather into them out of the fields of the cities the portions of the law of the priests and Levites. For Judah rejoiced, for the priests and for the Levites that waited. So what were the first fruits and the tithes for? The priests and the Levites. And the priests and the Levites, they didn't have jobs when they made it. They tended to the temple. They didn't have an inheritance. The Lord was their inheritance. And so since they were totally dependent on the Lord, this is how the Lord provided for them at the same time for the rest of us. It's all ultimately comes back to Jesus as the high priest. Right? So first fruits, these tithes, take care of these priests and Levites. So that's what the Most High does. Spend time with the Most High, He's going to take care of it. Go to Deuteronomy, let's go to 1 Samuel 2. All right, so you're bringing these tithes, you're bringing these offerings to the priests and Levites, right? When we see that today in a lot of the churches, people get rich, they got planes, they go to churches, they got these nice basketball gyms, they got all this stuff, right? But the congregation, are they doing as well as the priest or the pastor? 99%, 99.99% of the time, know that it's the case. We're going to read about some false prophets here, just like we see false pastors today, false prophets today, who are just in it for their own personal benefit, which ultimately turns people away, makes them want to stop the tithes, makes them want to stop coming to church, because it's the church knows something's wrong. Agree about it. So 1 Samuel 2:12. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial. They knew not the Lord. So they're like the devil's children, like Jesus called the Pharisees children of the devil. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servant came while the flesh was in seething. The flesh with the three teeth in his hand. He took down the cauldron and poured out to eat. So they came and did sacrifices and offerings. Basically, what they did was cooking the food. And he struck it into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot, all that the flesh had brought up, the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh unto all the Israelites that came there. This is what was happening. This is what these priests were doing. Also, before they burnt the fat, the priest's servant came and said to the man that sacrificed, give flesh to roast for the priest, for he will not have flesh of these, but raw. And if any man said unto him, let him not fail to burn the fat presently, and take as much as thy soul desireth, then he would answer him, nay, but thou shalt give it me now, and if not, I will take it by force. So the offering of the tithes, which is really meat, food, if it wasn't given to them the way they wanted it, when they wanted it, they would threaten people to take it by force. I believe that right there. Wherefore, and this is the result, wherefore the sin of the young men was very great before the Lord, for men abhorred the offering of the Lord, so it became a burden to them. This wasn't a joyful thing. This wasn't a thing where they were able to rejoice in giving to the Lord, honoring the Lord with perceptions, things they wanted. They were threatened because of Eli's sins. Go to Deuteronomy 26:10. There are some stats that go along with that to show. There are some stats that go along with it. Trends in generosity. 27% of churchgoers still tithe. 10% have been steady since 2017. This says, from 1952 to 54, churches received about 70% of all U.S. charitable donations. In 2024, that dropped to 23%. So a lot of that has to do with people just becoming more secular, getting away from the Bible, I guess, and religion. But I'm sure a lot of that has to do with fake pastors. Should have looked up stats perception of church. Who are e-givers? I guess these are people donating online. Younger to middle age, higher income, college or post grad educated, 19% give 10% or more of their income. trends in generosity overall. 20% of churchgoers still tithe 10%. That's what it is. 27% of churchgoers still tithe 10%. More young adults, 24 to 34%, are giving above 10%. Willingness to pay Proverbs. It's got to do with anything. So overall, you've seen a decline in people willing to give, people being interested in church. And that's because what they're getting in church is not. Let's keep going. Deuteronomy 26. Deuteronomy 26:10, and now behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land, which thou, O Lord, hast given me. Thou shalt set it before the Lord thy God. Worship for the Lord thy God. So there's a recognition here. We're giving first fruits, we're giving tithes, we're honoring the Lord with our substance. We are acknowledging that He gave it to us first. That's the point. That's why the rest of what we have is blessed. What's he say? He says, in all things, seek ye first the kingdom. Try to please Him first. David had a heart towards the Most High. Genesis 14. Let's look at Abraham. 14, 16, and 18 through 20. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. So Abraham was going to rescue Lot. He got a whole bunch of people with him. He joined forces with some other folks. Verse 16. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. So Abraham and his clan, they went, retrieved Lot, came back with a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of treasure, spoiled. Verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High, the priest. And he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram, the Most High God, possessor of that earth. Blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thy enemies into thy hand. Every time I read this, this is a side thought. People always say, have a blessed day. Be blessed. I'm blessed. Which is cool. I think people overuse it, but this isn't the only place where this is seen. It's supposed to bless his name, which is still wrapping my head around what that really even means. I guess that means like complimenting him, giving him what it is you have. What would bless the Most High? Our obedience, which is a demonstration of love. Treating other people like we want to be treated. Giving him praise. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand, and he gave him tithes of all. So Abraham had all this increase, right, that he got from these spoils, from his treasure. And he could, Melchizedek, the priest, tithes of all. And I know the perspective here, at least it's hard for me to read sometimes. I read it in the other version. I've been taught a certain way, so I understand that it was actually Abraham that gave the tithes to Melchizedek here, even though you kind of read the other way. But you have the man giving tithes to the priest. Who is our high priest? Who is Melchizedek? So again, there's that acknowledgement that the success came from the Most High. He gives to the priest, and he didn't touch it. If I'm not mistaken. You can go back and look at it later, but if I'm not mistaken, he didn't touch it yet. It was still the first fruits. All right, let's go back to Malachi. Malachi 3:8-12. Robbing God. We can love God, but we can rob God too. Will a man rob God? Yea, ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have ye robbed me? In tithes and offerings. So, you are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. So y'all aren't bringing me my tithes and offerings. Well, they're not bringing their tithes and offerings. Who's ultimately suffering? It's the priests and the Levites, but there's also another group bringing all the tithes. Another group who has the Most High's heart. You cannot mess with this group. The Most High will come at you. Bring you all the tithes into the storehouse, that they be meat in mine house. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open to you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. So if you're not giving your tithes, you're going to be cursed, and you won't feel like you're robbing them. That's not a good thing. For most High to feel like you're robbing. But if you give him what he's owed, it's not a gift. He's gifting to you. You're just giving back a percentage, acknowledging where it came from. If you do that, he said he's going to give you more. So part of being a good steward of what the Lord has given you is that tithe and offering, the first fruits. Verse 11, and I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes. He shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your vine cast forth fruit before the time in the field, saith the Lord of hosts. So there's a spirit behind everything, right? Some make blessings happen, some make misfortune happen. He's going to put a hedge around your work. You are paying tithes and acknowledging the offering of your suffering. He's going to put a hedge around your work. He's going to bless it. It will prosper. And, verse 12, all nations shall call you blessed, for ye shall be a delightsome land, saith the Lord of hosts. So this is a principle. This isn't talking to Israel, but this is a principle. Acknowledge him first. If he's going to bless you, other people are going to bless you. Of course, recognize your blessing. And you're going to be the person everyone's going to want to be around. You're the blessing. If it's a whole group of people, and you're the organization, a group of folks everybody's going to want to be around and be involved with. Because you're being blessed, you're doing the right thing, and acknowledging the Most High. Let's go back to verse 7. Even from the days of your fathers, you have gone away from mine ordinances, and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. It's a relationship. If you don't acknowledge him, he's not going to acknowledge you. If you're not showing him love, it's going to be hard for him to hear your prayer. It's going to be hard for him to want to hear your prayer. But he takes tithing and first fruits very seriously. He's saying, try me. That's exactly what he's saying in Malachi. He's saying, try me and see if I don't bless you in everything you do. Protect you and make nations recognize you. That's what he's saying. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 26. Let's get the rest of it. Verse 13. 13 and then verse 12. Then thou shalt say before the Lord thy God, I have brought away the hollow things out of mine house, and also have given them unto the Levites, and unto the stranger, to the fatherless, and to the widow. You cannot mess with that group of people. According to all thy commandments which thou hast commanded me, I have not transgressed thy commandments, neither have I forgotten it. For one, I have brought away the hollow things out of the house, meaning of your substance, of your possessions. There is a part that's already set apart for the Most High, which is why he said, you're robbing it, taking what's mine, you're keeping what's mine. Not everything in your house belongs to you, unless you've already acknowledged the Most High. None of it belongs to you at all, because we'll take it in a second. Just like he temporarily took it away from Nebuchadnezzar, because Nebuchadnezzar thought all of his substance was of himself. And the Levite, which we read earlier, is taking care of the Levite. Who else is he taking care of? The stranger. Because you were a stranger, you know what it feels like. So love thy neighbor as thyself. To the fatherless. I can't have these people out here thinking that the Most High don't care about them. The Father might not have cared about them, but the Heavenly Father certainly cares about them. And so I know you wouldn't want to be in that situation, so take care of the Father. And the same thing for the widow. She doesn't have anybody to take care of her. Doesn't have anybody to help take care of her children if she has them. She's totally dependent on the Lord. All of these people are totally dependent on the Lord. And you cannot deny someone totally dependent on the Lord and think you're going to get away with it. It's not going to happen. According to all thy commandments which thou hast commanded me, I have not transgressed thy commandments, neither have I forgotten. That's verse 12. When thou hast made me an end of tithing, and all the tithes of thine increase, the third year, which is the year of tithing, and has given it unto the Levite, the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, that they may what? That they may eat within thy gates and be filled. So it's about providing what people need. It's not about just the letter of the law. Yes, it is about the letter of the law. But the love behind the law. All of the law is love. It's all about taking care of somebody, defending the people, giving people peace, maintaining contentment. The Lord is a provider for all, depending, trusting. 100,000%. You cannot doubt that. 25:32. If you don't depend and trust on him, 32 through 40. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. So there's only two types of people. There's sheep and there's goats. That's it. There is nobody else when it comes to salvation. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For what? I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. We just read about a stranger. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came into me. Then shall those same people, the righteous, answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee in hunger, fed thee, thirsty, gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, and naked and clothed thee? When did we help you, Jesus? just met you. But when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king answered and said to them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So that whole process of paying tithe is about Jesus. Who's the priest? Jesus. We're going to get to that later. When you're helping the fatherless, the widow, the stranger, you just said you're helping him. You're actually helping him. And we're actually going to see that the first fruits is actually talking about him. So the whole thing is about Jesus from the beginning to the end. So now we're going to jump into the spiritual nature. Matthew. Matthew 9:37. Then saith he unto his disciples, Harvest, the harvest really is plenteous, but the laborers are few. So we know the first fruits are talking about harvest. Right? That's what first fruits is referencing. When y'all harvest, let me make sure I didn't leave that out. When y'all harvest, bring me the first fruits. Before y'all do anything else, bring me that first batch. So this is about harvest. The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the Most High's harvest. Matthew 13. Seven through 43. Sorry, 36. Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers angels. So this harvest is what the first fruits and tithes are pointing us to in the future. They're pointing us to Jesus. They're also pointing us Jesus as our high priest, but they're also pointing us to Jesus when he comes back as king and harvest the world. harvest the world. So let's keep going. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. He said there's only sheep and goats, only tares, there is nothing else. There's only those with fruits, only branches with fruits, branches with thorns. That's it. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that are sin, and them which do iniquity. That includes those goats that didn't want to help Jesus by helping people they could actually see. And shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Hopefully, we are hearing now the law is pointing to Jesus, pointing to his return, because that's what it's all about. Getting ready for his return. But you don't want to miss out. reapers, for the harvest, right? So you got some people going through with the sickle. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a gold crown, his hand with sharp sickle. Another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. So we'll leave that there. We'll kind of come back to that, I believe. There's a page that didn't print. All right. All right, so now we are going to Exodus 23. We're still talking about the reapers and the harvest. Let's look at the harvest. 14. Three times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days. As I commanded thee in the time appointed. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee in the time appointed of the month of Abel, for in it thou camest out of Egypt. And none shall appear before me empty. They're not showed empty. Or at least Cain showed up with something, right? To do better. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. So he's talking about the 3 harvests. Well, there's 2 harvests and another ingathering. We have the harvest in 14 through 16 that he's referring to. We're going to jump down to 19. The first fruits of thy land thou shalt bring into the house of the Lord thy God. So it's the first fruits of the land are being brought into the house of the Lord thy God. Okay, let's go to Leviticus 23. We're going to look at this feast of first fruits, which comes right after the unleavened bread. Well, really, this is harvest. If I'm not mistaken, this is like barley harvest. Then Pentecost is the wheat harvest. Then when you get to the Feast of Tabernacles in September/October, you have the ingathering tabernacle feast, where everybody is brought in gathering. It makes so much sense. Tabernacle, feast of gathering, feast of Sukkot. Where all the branches with fruit are gathered to worship at the end of the year, as it said. So let me stay on point. Verse 10. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. So keep in mind the spiritual harvest at the end of the world. Harvest of the I'm gonna show you what it is. So we're gonna read, and the Most High, the Holy Spirit, is gonna show us what it is. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when you be come into the land which I give you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of the harvest unto the priest. So when they get to where it is they're supposed to be, promised land, the kingdom, the first fruits brought to the priest. The priest of Jesus. So who's being brought to Jesus when the world is harvested? Go to verse 14. Who are these first fruits? And ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn, nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. Ye shall be a statute forever to all your generations in all your dwellings. So you cannot touch it. Anything that you have until you have brought the hallowed things or things that are taught to the Most High is thus that you can. Why? So all of the poor people can eat. Just like you're eating and enjoying your harvest from all your work, these people are taking care of the work. Because for whatever reason, they're not able to. Okay. Make sure I slow down and don't jump over something. All right, so you have the first fruits right after unleavened bread. To give the first fruit, you can't eat anything until you do that. Then you have the Feast of Pentecost, which is 7 weeks later, or 50 days later. And we shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath from that day that you brought the sheep away from the first fruits. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. 7 Sabbaths. That means 7 weeks, which is 49. You know, it's the day after the Sabbath. So there's the 1. So now we have 50 before that day falls. So that's Sunday, right? It always falls on the Sunday. So 7 Sabbaths, and then we have another day. So even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath, shall you number 50 days, and you shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Okay, let's keep going. 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves, 2 tenth deals, they shall be fine flour. They shall be baked in leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. But we already had other first fruits. What is that talking about? So go and look at this. The time between the crucifixion and Pentecost, from Passover, when Jesus died, to when from when he was resurrected. When he was resurrected after he died to when he ascended was 40 days. Between the ascension and Pentecost is 10 days. You're 50 days. So what is this feast about? This feast is all about Jesus. First fruits and first fruits. So there's a first fruits, then there's a first fruits. There's the first fruits that we read about up here when we first have the harvest. And then there's another first fruits 50 days later. Okay. And again, let the Bible talk for itself. You do not need any esotericism or whatever you want to call it. You don't need anything. All you have to do is study to show yourself approved. I'm not saying you have to stay in the Bible, you can't read anything else, but you have to be really careful about what you're reading outside of the Bible, especially when what's outside of the Bible is trying to associate itself with the Bible, but it ain't in the Bible. And you think it's been man who's been maintaining this Bible, or do you think it's the Most High? Where's the faith? 1 Corinthians 15. The Bible is an all or nothing. You either believe it or you don't. If you don't believe it 100%, you're not going to believe most of it. In my opinion, there's going to be a lot you need to check out. 1 Corinthians 15. Verse 20. But now is Christ risen from the dead and become what? Christ is risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that slept. Oh. Verse 23. But every man in his own order, Christ the first fruits, and then afterward they that are Christ at his coming. So Christ is the first of the first fruits. And then there are some other first fruits. Why do I call us first fruits? Let's see. Why do I call us first fruits? Go to Jeremiah 2. When I say us, I mean the church. When I say church, I mean Israel. When I say Israel, I mean the congregation, or what we like to call spiritual Israel. Jeremiah 2:3, Israel was holiness unto the Lord and the first fruits of his increase. He's referring to a people group. This is what that law is about. This is what it's pointing us to. This relationship, this saving, this saving relationship. It's about our Savior. It's about him as priest. It's about him being our intercessor. It's about him coming back and rescuing Israel and anybody who's associated with Israel. The church, let's read it. Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them. Evil shall come upon them, saith the Lord. You can't touch this first fruit. This is set apart to you. Just like the first fruits is set apart. If you don't give it to him or you mess with it, he's gonna come at you. First, it said in Malachi. That's what he said to all the nations that mess with Israel. They will be cursed. They bless Israel, they will be blessed. But Israel, cursed with them. Israel that privilege. Israel. What's another name? What's another term for Israel? Acts 7:38. The Old Testament Israel. It's another term. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him from the Mount Sinai. So Moses was with the church. Moses led the church. Or with the church, I should say. And with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us. So Israel is the church. Now let's see something else. 1 Corinthians. Yeah. 1-5. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. And there were strangers there too. This multitude came out with Israel out of Egypt. And I'm sure they collected some folks on the way. They did not. And did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. So anybody who followed Christ back then was considered part of that church. They were all drinking the same spiritual drink. They were all eating the same spiritual meat. They were all dependent on that same spiritual rock, which is Christ. Israel and mixed multitude, church of the wilderness, congregation of Israel. So that's who we're talking about. We're talking about first fruits that come after the first of the first fruits, aka Jesus. Let's go back to Revelation 14:12. This tells you right here, Revelation 14:12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. So to be a saint, to be a member of this church, You just have to keep the commandments of God. But that's how we show him love and the faith in Jesus. Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So that requires believing and having faith in Jesus and doing his commandments. James 1:18. Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth. We, this is James, talking to everybody, to be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. We are the first fruits. He is the first of the first fruits. Revelation 14, 1-4. This spot and one more spot. 1-4. Yes. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, as the voice of great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. No man can learn that song but 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. This is spiritual virginity. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. So how do we have three first fruits? Well, we know that first of the first fruits is Jesus. Then we know the other first fruit, which is the church. That's all the saints. That's all the saints over time. But in the end time, during the actual harvest, among the people that are alive at that time, there are 144,000 who are going to be sealed as the first fruits unto God. So see how keeping the law keeps these things in remembrance if we have understanding. And then we're able to pass them down to our children, or pass them down to our friends. If we're able to pass it down to their children, and it becomes a thing. So we're not just keeping the law out of vanity, just for vainglory, just for self-esteem. It's out of the letter of the law. Keeping it out of obedience, out of understanding, as a means of preserving this understanding of salvation, or this notion of the hope of salvation for our children, for those watching, being a light. Okay? Okay. So talking about first fruits, we know there's some left, right? So here during the end times, you have that, but then you also have what? You have, and I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth. But we're talking about the end times, we're talking about people, we're talking about people on the earth. We have 144 sealed who are called first fruits. And to every nation, and kindred, and tongue, and people, saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. Worship him on the heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. So there's more people they're preaching to. So there's more people to come. But the first fruits are already set aside. I think I probably need to go to Revelation 7. It's a reference to the great multitude. Go ahead. And you'll see up here, we're talking about the same 144,000 firstfruits. And then you have this multitude. So you have them being sealed. And then you have this other group, like this nation, like we read, nations, people, all tongues, and people from everywhere. People standing before the throne that came through great tribulation. So these are the people that were being preached to, that repented, and they saw all the craziness that was going on in the end of the world. And they're like, nope, I don't want no parts of that. Let me go ahead and start keeping these commandments to the best of my understanding. Keep faith in Jesus. Last parts. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, calling with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Rest thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. So you have this harvest. You have one angel comes out, says the harvest of the earth is ripe, it's reaped. No problem. All peace. Jesus got what he came for, he got what's mine. But then another angel comes out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. Here's another part of the harvest. Barley harvest, wheat harvest, and gather. Right? And another angel came out of the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. The winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even to the horses' bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. So in this harvest, you have the harvest being reaped, and you have the grapes being pressed. You want to be a part of the harvest of the first fruits. You do not want to be a part of these grapes that get pressed, killed. Doesn't mean they're not going to make it into the kingdom. It just means they're not set aside. You want to be set aside, sanctified in that hour of completion, especially if you don't make it into the wilderness. If you don't make it into the wilderness, you're going to be like that fruit that was left for the poor people to glean. So you'll be out here preaching and doing works and doing wonders, but they're going to come at you. It's the worst time there ever was. Hope this was good for somebody. In Jesus' name, happy Sabbath. Peace.